Hey everyone, welcome back to Danger Wizard. Today on my channel, I am going to start a new project I want to share with you guys. This is the Warhammer Underworlds 2-player starter set. This is a new one, came out just at the end of last year. It was featuring Stormcast and some more Rat Boy Nighthaunt ghosts. And I am actually going to be painting this up for a local game store, Pandemonium Books and Games in Cambridge. I've mentioned them before. So yeah, I'm going to be painting these up for demos for their tables. Sometime, hopefully when they reopen fully in midsummer, people can start coming in, start playing introductory games of Warhammer Underworlds, which is a fantastic game, by the way. As a Magic player and a Warhammer player, I gotta say the game is really tight. When it comes to deck building, when it comes to assembling your miniatures, I mean, they're plastic, so they're relatively easy to convert, even though they have those single poses, but they're incredibly detailed. The models look amazing. You still gotta roll dice. Still, it's a great game. I've been enjoying it. I haven't played it as much recently the last year, of course. There's been no tournaments, and playing on webcam is not quite the same. But I'm going to be giving that my best shot. Pandemonium was also kind enough to give me a paints and tools set, so I'll be opening that up too, taking a look at this. So my plan for this project is that today I'm going to open these up, I'm going to take a look at them, I'll show you guys, share my thoughts about what's inside of them, and then from that I'll start assembling them, I'll make some videos of that, and then I'll start painting them, and then maybe even play a couple games, and then finally deliver them to Pandemonium. And yeah, so that is the process. Hopefully you guys will enjoy watching me put this together, paint it up, and play a couple games. Definitely check out Warhammer Underworlds. It's a fantastic game system. Again, the models are really cool. It's a great introduction to Age of Sigmar too, or if you want to just, dabble into figure painting and figure collecting without having to get a whole army, this is a great way. Also, if you already do play Age of Sigmar or 40k, but you don't want to get into a whole new entire 2,000 point army, getting, 3 to, 9, I think, at the max figures, for a warband to kind of get a feel for that army. It's a great way to kind of scratch that itch without having to dump, hundreds or thousands of dollars into a brand new army. So this is a little exciting. So this is actually going to be the first Stormcast models, so these are going to be the first Stormcast models I've ever painted. I've never really been a big fan of them, so this will be interesting. I've always resisted having to paint any of the guys from the starter set. I usually just give them away, or I just leave them unpainted, bare plastic. But yeah, I'm going to actually try and give these boys in gold and blue a go, see how that goes. And actually this will be the first Nighthaunt models I painted too, so we'll see. All right, well let's cut these open and see what's inside. All right, so here we are. We have our Warhammer Underworlds 2-player starter set and our paints and tools. Let's start off with the paints and tools. So let's see. I've been collecting plenty of Warhammer paints for a long time now. I think I just got rid of my first couple black topped paint pots just a couple of years ago. But let's see. Oh, nice. Okay, so it comes in a cool little tray. So first up we have the plastic clippers. I already have a set of these, not of the Games Workshop variety, but this looks, actually it's a little grimy, oily. Some sort of grit on it. It could be plastic or it's part of the packaging, but yeah, seems like that'll do the trick. We got the little Citadel on the label on there, but all right, handy. Put that aside for now. The brush, this is the starter brush. Decent. Yeah, it looks like we could, it's a little hair there I might have to trim off, but looks like you could fine tune this to a pretty good point. Also gives you a pretty good amount of coverage. Seems like a good kind of all-rounder sort of brush. You can do fairly small details with this, I'd say, but you could also do, cover a fair amount of area with that. Put that aside. All right, next we have the file bit. This is interesting. Normally I just use an X-Acto knife if I want to file down mold lines, so I'm not quite sure which edge of this I'll use. Probably this side, I guess. But that makes sense. I'll give that a shot. All right, and then for the paints, let's see. All right, Celestia Gray, nice. I think these are mostly base coats. Rake Shade Flesh. Oh, a little bit of a leak there. Let's see how that looks on the inside. Just make sure I don't fling paint everywhere. All right, well, good. Still liquid on the inside. That's the important part. Pick a little bit of that off. All right, good enough. Before I get my hands all covered in paint. Close look. These are Bugman's Flesh, or Bugman's Glow. Okay. Yeah, this is another base paint that I don't have, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Really good for getting down all sorts of base tones, human, elven, monstrous, and other. Ooh, yeah, the technical Nighthaunt Gloom. I imagine I'll be using some of this within the Nighthaunt, but I want to be kind of sparing on it. I don't want to just rely on that as my one and done color. Cantor Blue, great color. I've used this before. It's actually dried out, but I haven't used a lot of that recently. Rakarth Flesh. There we go. Rakarth Flesh. It'll look more fleshy, I'm sure, once it's mixed. Retributor Armor. That's a interesting word to say. Of course, these are all going to need to be thoroughly mixed. Mornfang Brown, always a great color. These are for fur, armor, wood. Lead Belcher, nice dark metallic base. Let's see. Armageddon Dust. This is a texture paint. That'll be interesting. I haven't used many of the texture paints, so I'll have to try that out, see how that works. What's this? Corn Red. Yep. I think my current Corn Red is getting a little dry, so this will be a nice backup. I actually just bought a pot of Abaddon Black, which you can never have too much of that pure satiny black. And then, what is this? White Scar. Nice. I'm not sure if I have this. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have different types of white, but it's always good to have a nice pure white to either mix or do final highlights with. So in this, actually, the packaging itself doesn't make for a bad little travel kit, I guess. If you have a place to throw it in here, you can keep all your paints. It's actually making me wonder if I want to throw it out. Yeah, I'll toss it. I have enough boxes, but still, it's a nice. If you just want a little place to set up, you also have a little paint station now too. All right, so that's the paints put aside. So now we'll get to the meat of it. This is that being the starter set. I gotta say, I was pretty honored when they reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you like to paint this for us?" Did not think that would happen. I mean, I like painting, but I don't think I'm particularly good at it. But yeah, that was cool. All right, so we have all of our tokens here. They seem brighter than usual, actually. And I'm not sure if these are new tokens or if it's a new board. The last time they did a starter set that was reprints of old models, I think it was it was also Stormcast and Nighthaunt. I did not go for those because I wasn't particularly interested in either warband, and I think it was just like a single board you could get. But this, yeah, it's got all the pieces. Yeah, I think they've used these tiles before, or at least for the objectives. But then let's see the boards themselves. All right, this looks like these look familiar. I want to say this is the old Shadespire boards. Shadespire or Nightvault, one of the two. But yeah, these look familiar. They don't look particularly new. Still, that's fine. I mean, not everyone would be able to get their hands on the old starter sets. They're just getting into it now. All right, the Learn to Play rulebook. No, nice. Okay, so they have examples of the new warbands. Yeah, the Lumineth and Slaanesh guys. Yeah, like I said, the rules for this is very, very tight, very streamlined. Okay, there's a good example of the models painted. I don't know if I'm going to do them exactly like that. Oh, a little bit of lore. Drapier's Wraith Screechers in the Storm of Celestis. Some more lore about the Mirrored City. Some interesting stuff happening there. Oh yeah, the paint jobs again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was Shadespire that was tied into... Oh, good. Okay, so it's all in one. All right, so I have all the assembly guides there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Slaanesh was tied into Shadespire somehow in some of the messing around with the mirrored city is what got them loose in the first place. All right, so then, yeah, pretty simple. Nice green and blue plastic, so you can differentiate between the two. And then, all right, yep, standard dice. No, no magic dice because there's no wizards in here. And then the cards themselves. Let's see. Is there anything else in here? No. Okay, all right then. Just to save some space, I'll put those aside. And then let's just take a look. Let's take a look at these cards. See if there's anything special about them. I don't know if they come with, if they're all generic cards. Let's see, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are all cards just for Celestis. So there's the fighter cards. Yep, 4 wounds, 1 shield, pretty doughty. Okay, 3 wounds in the Griffin. All right, yeah, and they have the new format for the cards, which is pretty neat. More art. Yeah, the objectives are different now. Instead of showing the number of glory, it just prints the number, which makes it a little bit easier to read. It looks like these are all, okay, yeah. These are all just the Stormcast only cards. So I imagine there'll be a similar treatment for Japrur's Wraith Callers, or Wraith Screechers. Yeah, I think once I get these guys assembled and painted up, I'll play a couple games with my fiance. Maybe by that point, even just some friends inside, since I think I'll all be vaccinated by then. So they're inspired conditions at the start of your activation. Each of the surrounding fighters in enemy territory. Okay, neat. Intangible. See Japrur's fighting card. Let's see. Viceroy Japur. When this fighter makes a move action, it can move through blocked and occupied hexes. It must end its move action in an empty hex. Oh, that's cool. Very ghostly. And then his inspiration is at the start of your activation, 1 or more enemy fighters are within 2 hexes of this fighter. Interesting. Intangible, Hunter's Glaive. They can reroll. Oh, and the art changes too. That's cool. So this is new. This is something that they used to do, I think, just for the tournament cards. You should get like the alternate cards for doing tournaments. Neat. All right, so their eyes a little more glowy, a little more dynamic looking. And they have that light from below that's intensified. That's cool. That's a nice touch. So I guess here's a question. Are these guys rats? Are they horses? I want to say horses maybe. They look kind of bovine now that I'm looking at it. But who knows? It's freaky either way. So, Death's Bounty. Deathly Blooms. Oh, that's cool art. Dread Harvest. Unstoppable Death. Oof, brutal. Deadly Vengeance. Yeah, there's some great art on these. I'm pretty impressed with it. And of course, yeah, it's all against Stuff of Nightmares. Oof. Yeah, it's all against the Stormcast guys. Carrier and Companion. Cool. Yeah, these are great. I'll have to give these guys a shot. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of this. Yeah, these models are just really sweet. I've always loved the detail on the bases, especially just, you know, the scenery that they use to ground these models. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on these guys soon. I'll put together maybe like a little video of me just assembling them, throw that up there, try out some of my new clippers and files. I'll see how that goes, and then yeah, I'll prime them up, get painting, and hopefully start giving you some more updates on that soon. If you guys haven't tried out Warhammer Underworlds yet, I highly recommend it. I think it's a really fun game, definitely one of the better rule systems and models, honestly, that Games Workshop has produced in a long time. But with that, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to have more videos on this series out soon, so stay tuned for more. Like and subscribe if you want to see more updates on this project. Until next time, stay frosty, and remember, whatever life throws at you, roll with it.